Hey there everyone, my name is The Mixed Artist and welcome back to a brand new video on this YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if you're someone new here. My name is The Mixed Artist and this is my YouTube channel where I post a lot of art content on pretty much anything related to art, and it's not just one specific medium. I do lots of different mediums and I like exploring new things. So if that's something you're interested in, then definitely consider subscribing and clicking that bell icon right next to the subscribe button down below to never miss an awesome upload. So, this video is going to be a little different. This video is actually going to be addressing a problem that I myself am facing at the current moment. And I wanted to do this video mainly because I wanted to create a video that was more in-depth and detailed than the ones I found on YouTube, and it's about coursework. So, I hope this video helps you as a student or as an artist in general get ideas and inspiration on how to begin approaching your coursework or your own research and studies for your own projects. So, without further ado, let's get started. Section 1. Investigating your theme. For this section, my school required me to do either a concept map or an artist statement of about 50 words to show my interpretation of the theme I chose and how I decided to perceive it. I actually decided to explore my theme first, generate ideas on what my final layout would look like, and I did this because for me personally, I needed to have a final idea in mind so that I could work towards it. It just made the coursework much easier for me to do. The theme that I chose was sun and shadow. I'm still doing my coursework as we speak, and I chose sun and shadow because that was the only theme I was able to generate ideas for the quickest. Once I chose my theme, I immediately just took it literally. I started imagining how sunlight fell on certain objects, on skin, on plants, on nature, on practically anything I could find in my immediate surroundings, and I observed how the shadows played, how they shaped and formed the object, and how light reflected off certain surfaces, and how the sunlight itself changed the colors and the looks of the objects that were coming in contact with it. And I went all around my house that day at around sunset timing and sunrise timing as well, and I took pictures and videos which actually helped me to develop ideas for the second section of my coursework. And that's pretty much all you have to do for section 1. Section 2. The research and exploration of your theme. In this section, I was expected to draw from observation and from objects in the real world. And since my theme was sun and shadow, I took a bunch of pictures that were related to my theme. Those pictures included my shoe in sunlight, my hand in sunlight, certain objects in sunlight at angles, and the way the street outside my house looked when it was sunny, all sorts of things. I even took some photos off of the internet since I couldn't go and photograph certain things myself, mainly because I didn't have them available to me. In this particular section of the coursework, I was required to have at least 10 original pictures, and I was expected to create 15 observational drawings. Basically, observational drawings just mean that you have to take objects from real life and learn to draw what you see. Learn to observe the details and the way light falls on certain objects, the way colors look, the way details are formed with certain mediums. In my case, it was learning how to draw light and shadows and observing how the light and shadows formed on a certain subject or object. I was also expected to use a minimum of 3 different mediums in this section. This year, I was allowed to use digital software like Procreate and Photoshop to produce my work. So I ended up using my iPad and Procreate, and I ended up using Paint and pencil shading techniques for my entire coursework. As I was doing my 15 observational drawings, I was also expected to document the thought processes that I had and the decision-making processes that I did in the form of annotations and remarks. For me, I chose to do it at the end because I felt that was easiest and I could just wholeheartedly focus on doing the techniques right and getting the results I wanted from the actual drawings. For the artist reference section, it was really difficult for me to figure this out because I had a lot of artists that I liked. Like, I mean, a lot of artists. If you had access to my Instagram account, you can see that I follow, I think, at least 500 people. Let me check. We're checking this as I'm doing the video. I think it's at least 500 people. Yeah, I'm following 500 people. 565 to be exact. And I'm willing to say that almost 65 to 70% of that 565 people are artists, and that's a lot of artists that I like. I actually went with the mindset that I was choosing it for my coursework. I wanted it to be related to my theme, so that's what made it easier for me. And in this section, you're roughly expected to do about 2 to 3 reference pieces for these artists, and I ended up doing just that. So we're going on to section 4, and section 4 is layouts. If you're an artist or if you're someone who appreciates art, you should know what layouts are. It's pretty basic. Layouts are just a term for how you choose to arrange certain elements in your final piece, and that is exactly what you're expected to do. In this particular section, I am required to do at least 3 drawings of some potential layouts, and what I found helpful for this particular section is that whenever I was trying to generate ideas for the layouts, I always saved my initial sketches and drawings. I never deleted any of them. I never erased any of them. I always kept the annotations right next to them because I like to make little notes to myself about color, about composition, about positioning, about what each element in my piece conveys. And that's exactly what I did for this particular section. What I found helped me the most was that I actually looked up movie posters on Pinterest. And if you don't know what Pinterest is, you're living under a rock. I chose movie posters specifically because I liked the way that they did their compositions. They were very attractive and compelling compositions, and I wanted to incorporate that in my own work. And so my ideas transformed as I was going through the coursework, and I ended up with something completely different as compared to what I started with. For the annotation part, I just wrote really short sentences about why I did something, or why I decided to change or move certain things, or why I decided to remove certain things. So there's a lot that goes on as you're doing your coursework, and your ideas are going to change, and your perception of the theme that you've chosen is going to change. Section 5, color themes. Color schemes was admittedly a little bit difficult for me because with the composition that I had in mind, I had to go through a lot of different colors that I thought would go well and fit the theme, sun and shadow, as well as convey the message that I was trying to convey with the piece that I was creating. So what I found was most helpful in terms of searching for color palettes was using online color palette generators. One of them, the one that I use almost all the time, is Adobe Color CC, and this is a web app that you can launch from the Adobe Creative Cloud. You can just set up a free account, Adobe account, and you can download and save millions and millions and millions of color palettes to your libraries, and you can even copy the hex codes of each color. So yeah, I found that pretty useful. What I was expected to do was duplicate the original final layout that I had in mind and try out different colors for different elements in the piece itself. At this particular stage, you're almost to the end of your coursework, and all that's left to do is paint the final piece on your big canvas or on your digital canvas. And that's pretty much how I did my coursework. Anyways, like always, I hope this video was useful, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you are interested in more videos like this, and if you did like this video, then definitely consider subscribing by clicking that big red button down below and clicking the bell icon right next to that big red button to always get notified every time I post an awesome upload. I will be putting all of my social media links down in the description below under this video so that you guys can go check it out if you want to. And if you do check it out and you like what you see, please give me a follow because it means so much to me, and it means that you're supporting me as an artist and helping me grow. So yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Peace out.